In this video today, I'm going to show you exactly why you should stop focusing on where the golf club is at the top of your backswing if you want to create more power and speed. Instead, focus on where your hands are positioned to generate more power. What's up, everyone? This is LaBuda here once again, and today we're going to take a quick look at the golf swing of Ludwig Aberg. Now, if you guys are a follower of my page, you know how much I love Ludwig's golf swing. He's going to be a powerhouse on the PGA Tour for years to come, but he is such a powerful golfer, and if we get to the top of his swing, he doesn't even reach parallel with his golf club. So where does all his power come from? Let's go ahead and take a look at that in a second, but the one thing I want to point out here, love this setup position, left arm and shaft almost in a straight line there, but his hands are not ahead of the golf ball. I love the position of his hands here where they're just slightly inside. You can see a little bit of a bow there, but his setup position here is absolutely amazing. As he starts taking the golf club away, we're going to get to the club here where it stops parallel to the ground. Take a look at his upper body. Again, that's rotation. His hands are still staying in front of his chest, so he's creating a lot of power there because he's using the larger muscles of his body to take the club away. So now as he continues up, you can see left arm stops parallel to the ground here. We start talking about this position a lot. Okay, he's got some wrist hinge he's starting to add in here, not as much as most players do. But again, Ludwig still generates a ton of power and speed in the golf swing. So now we're going to get him to the top of his golf swing here. And if we stop right here, we can see, look at where that shaft is. It does not reach parallel. So for most players, they're going to say, this is a very short backswing and he's not going to have a ton of power. But if we look at where his hands are positioned here, and I've got those 4 circles that are going to signify where his hands are, we see that his hands have traveled a great distance in the golf swing. And really, his golf club does not have to get to parallel. But if you look at a lot of taller players like your Tony Finau's that are taller, that don't get the club to parallel, where do they get all their distance from? Well, it's the distance that your hands actually travel, because at this point in time, his hands have to get all the way back down here to impact, so his hands have a much greater distance to travel. What happens when your hands have this greater distance to travel? There's more potential for you to create speed and power. If your hands, or if Ludwig's hands stopped back here, where most amateurs stop at this position, you've only got from this position to impact to create speed. The greater your hands, or the deeper your hands can get in the backswing, the more you have, more potential you have to create speed into impact. So if you guys are looking to add some distance into your golf swings here, focus on where your hands are positioned in the golf swing. Stop worrying about where the golf club gets at the top of the swing and focus on where the hands are positioned. Again, the deeper and the greater distance you can get your hands from the golf ball, the more potential you have to create speed. Speed will equal distance and power.